Old apartment night, dim light, a woman holds a phone with trembling hands, voiceover whisper. It wasn't the first time, but it was the first time she called, because her daughter was asleep in the next room. And behind the door, it started again, close up, her face, bruised, tears smeared, eyes not scared, just empty. Woman, hello, police, please, it is happening again. He broke my phone last time. I don't know what to do, please help, I have a child. Distant yelling, a man's voice, loud, slurred, something slams against a wall, voiceover. She wasn't calling as a victim, she was calling as a mother, but it would be her first and last call for help. She grabs her daughter, holds her close by the window, sirens flash outside, cutting through the dark. Child, mommy, are we leaving? Woman softly, soon everything will be okay. Door bursts open, police enter. She raises her hands, holding her daughter. Officer, where's the man? Are you hurt? Her, we right here, just help us, voiceover. They came, but not to save her. Stairwell, late evening, a man sits smoking, bandage on his hand. Officer 1, he has got a cut, says she came at him with a knife, no weapon found, no witnesses. Kitchen, she sits wrapped in a blanket, daughter on her lap. An officer approaches. Officer 2, is there someone your child can stay with? Her, what? You need to come to the station. He filed a report, but I am the one who called. I am the victim. Police car drives off with her. Daughter stays behind with a neighbor, crying, confused, voiceover. He stayed behind, with a cigarette. She left, in handcuffs, her child, with no one. Police station, she sits on a bench, hands in her lap, silent and obedient, voiceover. She told them again and again, I didn't hit him. I was hiding with my daughter, but the paperwork had already been filed. Screen shows official report, domestic incident, mutual force used. Child at risk. Officer off screen. Child has been turned over to protective services. Pending investigation. Her face cracks when she hears her daughter's name. She breaks down for the first time. Her, no, I just wanted to keep us safe. Child services office, papers, folders, stamps. A woman sits in silence, waiting, face blank, voiceover. They called it temporary, but the paperwork had no return date. Caseworker signs a document. On the folder, placement, approved caseworker. The child has been placed. You may file for reunification in 60 days. Maria, she has my daughter. Caseworker, she is under our care now. Maria sits in a waiting room. She holds a plastic bag from the station. Broken phone, photo of her daughter, voiceover. No one asked what happened before. Only, was there an incident? There was, so now, she was unsafe. Foster home. Child sits on a stranger's lap, looking out the window. Not crying, just silent. Voiceover, she didn't scream. She just stopped talking, just like her mother. Courtroom. Maria sits alone. A folder in front of her reads, parental rights review. Voiceover, he didn't show up, just sent a statement. On screen, his affidavit. She is unstable, dangerous, violent. Judge, you admit you called the police? Maria, yes, I asked for help. He was hurting me. Judge, do you have photos? Medical records, witnesses. Maria softly, I didn't have time, I just wanted to protect my child. Caseworker takes notes, reactive, emotionally unstable. Voiceover, she had no lawyer, no papers, nothing but the truth, and truth doesn't win when it comes from a poor woman's mouth. Judge stamps the file. Adoption may proceed. Maria barely audible, she has mine. She has all I have. Black screen, whisper in darkness. It wasn't a custody hearing. It was a sentence for a woman who once called for help. Observation room. Maria stands behind one-way glass, watching her daughter play with a new mom. Voiceover, 3 months later, they let her see her child, but not touch, not hold, just look. On the other side, the girl laughs. The foster mom feeds her with a spoon. The child never looks back. Caseworker quietly, please don't interfere. The child needs stability. Maria almost whispering, where were you when she cried at night calling for me? The girl runs to the woman, shouts, Mommy, look. Maria, she calls her mom. Voiceover, the court said, if the child is adjusting, returning her could cause stress. Stress, as if everything before never counted. Maria presses her palms to the glass. No one turns around. Maria softly, I am here, I am still here. I am still her mother. Women as shelter. Maria lies on a bed, staring at the ceiling. Outside, night sounds, distant cars. Voiceover, she didn't scream anymore. Didn't argue, didn't explain, she just became quiet. Shared kitchen. Maria washes cups, doesn't look at anyone. Her hands are covered in small scars. Roommate, you got any kids? Maria without turning, not anymore. Legal aid office, a staff member flips through her file. Lawyer, no documented abuse, no arrest on his record. No medical proof, you ray the unstable party. Maria, I called to protect us lawyer gently, and that is where you went wrong. A photo of her daughter is pinned to the wall above Maria's bed. Next to it, reinstatement of rights, denied voiceover. She stopped filing petitions, stopped believing her voice mattered. She started to disappear, not from the world, but from the system. Child Welfare Office, to caseworkers talk quietly over a file labeled, reinstatement, denied caseworker 1, no stable housing, just part-time jobs, no insurance, and a history of domestic incidents. Caseworker 2, but she as the one who called for help, wasn't he she? Caseworker 1, that doesn't he matter, now she as unfit, int. Waiting room, Maria sits with a folder in her lap, others look at her with suspicion. Voiceover, she tried to return, tried to fight. But every office saw her not as a mother, but as a liability. Wall bulletin, therapy, social work, foster parent info, everything except how to get her child back. Voiceover, the system doesn't trust those who've fallen. It prefers blank slates it can mold from scratch. Int. Shelter room, Maria writes in a journal. She writes to her daughter every day. Maria to herself, are you asleep already? Do you remember when we played hide and seek? I am still here, you just have a new mommy now. Black screen, sound, breathing, quiet, uneven, human voiceover calm, but sharp. She called for help, and became a suspect. She tried to protect and was branded the threat. Int. Empty room. Maria packs a few things on the wall. Adoption finalized today. Maria softly, so that is it. I didn't save her. Camera rises, a single photo left behind, her and her daughter, smiling, from before. Voiceover, they forgot her, filed her away. The child has a new family, and she has memories that no longer matter, off screen. A childless voice, unclear if real or memory. Mommy, where are you? Fade to black, white text appears. She wasn't dangerous. She wasn't unstable. She was a mother, and all she did was call for help.